Gila River is the only former concentration camp that requires permission to enter, and it's because it's on tribal land. So twice a year, the tribal council invites people, preferably descendants or people somehow related to the history, to come onto the land and do volunteer work, so basically cleaning up or painting over graffiti. So I went there 2 Novembers ago, and it was this caravan of maybe 50 Japanese Americans primarily, and we spent several hours just picking up broken bottles and then just kind of hanging out there. It's just south of Phoenix. It's beautiful. It's beautiful land, former cotton fields, and there's olive groves there. So after I got home, one of several of my writing processes is as I write as I'm falling asleep, partly so that I can get outside of myself and just kind of process the day's events. So this is a poem that I was writing that I wrote as I was falling asleep, thinking about my time at Gila River. The prisoners lived for many years, had children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren burned very quietly to ash, cut rectangles in the floor, dug holes in the dirt to stay cool in July, folded their bodies like paper, fell asleep in the holes. Rivers evaporated, the prisoners disintegrated, not even their secrets. Japanese Americans were not looking at themselves turning white, not the cotton, not the descendants of bloodless cotton the children's fathers refused to pick. Children were shy, had stories to tell, not their own, but those not resolved, still dirty. A Nisei woman was asked if she would like to speak, share her story. The people facing the gleaming snow looked sad for a moment, then vulturous, sad again. The Nisei woman shook her head. No, she said. Are you sure, she was asked. I don't remember enough to share, she said. As she was looking through the snow, she remembered everything, but could not, 7 decades later, associate herself with the subjects. When the children arrived, there were turtles. Snapping turtles like helmets greeted the children. Turtles deep, deep, deep in the ditches slowly rose and snapped at the children, like Yoshiko, wearing a dress of her mother's crumpled face, walked right up to the ditch and peered in. Children were grabbed, pulled in, became turtles. How could she forget? The turtles were the solace of America. You don't forget. You are tricked into putting your hand in mirror green water. Your hand stays stuck. You stop looking. Eyes were olives, children were torches. One of each twin drowned or burned down to the dirt, where grandparents, on their hands and knees, reenacted the rose and the thorn. Long hair dangled over water. Seasons stretched camouflage nets across the suburbs. Shotgun shells, spoons, heels of shoes, talons, forked tongues, arrow-tipped tails, the wake of a temple, men sitting beneath spiraling flowers. Mother was very popular with the ghosts that grew out of the ditches. They were soldiers, deep into the harmony of their hunger.